Good evening, class 8. How is everyone? Oliver asks for more. In the last class, we saw that when Oliver was produced in front of the board, he was told to go down, and he was searching for the board because he did not know what this board is, and then he bowed to the table. अब आगे go to the board, said Bumble. Oliver brushed away 2 or 3 tears that were lingering in his eyes, and seeing no board but the table, bowed to that. What's your name, boy? Said the gentleman in the high chair. Oliver was frightened at the sight of so many gentlemen, which made him tremble. The beadle gave him a tap on his back with his cane, which made him cry. Boy, said the gentleman in the high chair, listen to me. You know you are an orphan, I suppose. What's that, sir? Inquired poor Oliver. It was simply, this shows that Oliver did not know what an orphan is, whereas the board members were sure that he must be knowing what an orphan is, and he must be knowing that he was an orphan. So this shows that he did not know what an orphan is. Further, the boy is a fool. I thought he was, said the gentleman in white waistcoat. Hush, said the gentleman who had spoken first. You know, you have got no father, no mother, and that you were brought up by the parish, weren't you? Yes, sir, replied Oliver, weeping bitterly. What are you crying for? Inquired the gentleman in the white waistcoat. I hope you say your prayers every night, said another gentleman in a gruff voice, and pray for people who feed you and take care of you like a Christian. Yes, sir, stammered the boy. Well, you have come here to be educated, taught a useful trade, said the red-faced gentleman in the high chair. So this person was the chief of the board, and everyone was asking 1 or 2 questions. The boy was too small to understand all this. He did not even know what a board is, and they were putting forward questions one by one. So let's see further what happens. So you will begin to pick occum tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, added the surly one in the white coat. Do you know what a surly person is? A surly person is a bad-tempered person. A person who doesn't wait for his turn, who is always eager to put forward before his turn. And this person was that kind of a person. So Slowly and steadily we see that the fourth member, who was a surly person, has put forward his question. Let's read the story further. Oliver bowed low, directed by the beadle, and was then hurried away to a large ward where on a rough, hard bed he sobbed himself to sleep. Poor Oliver! As he lay sleeping, unconscious of everything around him, the board had taken a decision that would change the course of his life. The members of this board were very wise and philosophical men. As they turned their attention to the workhouse, they discovered that it was a regular place of public entertainment for the poorer classes. It was the place where they had breakfast, dinner, tea, and supper all the year round and free, and where it was all play and no work. This was really shocking state of affairs. They were of the opinion that the poor should be given only two alternatives: either to starve quickly outside the workhouse or gradually inside the workhouse. What a sad thing to say. The poor should be given only two alternatives, and they were to die in either of them. The only choice was whether to die quickly or to die slowly. But ultimately, they had only two alternatives: either to starve quickly or gradually inside the house. What a sad state of affairs, but this is true. This used to be the condition of the poor those days. Let's see the story further. With this view, they decided that the inmates of the workhouse would be issued 3 meals of thin gruel a day with an onion twice a week. Oh God! For the first 6 months after Oliver Twist was moved in, the system was in full operation. As a result, during this period, the number of workhouse inmates got smaller. The inmates themselves shrank in size and became thinner and thinner and thinner. The room in which the boys fed was a large stone hall with a big copper ball at one end, out of which the master, dressed in an apron for the purpose and assisted by 1 or 2 women, ladled the gruel at meal time. Of this festive composition, each boy had 1 basinful and no more, except on occasions of great public rejoicing, when he had 2 ounces and a quarter of bread besides. What a sad state of affairs. One can't get even full belly meals. This was the condition. They could be given breads only at special occasions. Think of the situation. In either condition, the poor had to die, whether outside or inside the house. Let's see the story further. The basins never wanted washing. The basins never wanted washing. The boys polished them with their spoons till they shone again. When they had performed this operation, they would sit staring at the copper bowl with such eager eyes, as if they could have devoured the big ball itself and everything in it. Really sad. अब देखिए, अगर भरपेट खाना नहीं मिल सकता बच्चे को या द इनमेट्स ऑफ द हाउस, then what kind of these houses were? At least this is the basic requirement for one to be alive. और यहाँ कंडीशन ये थी कि the basins never wanted washing. धोने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती थी. The boys polished them with their spoons till they shone again. वो उनको इतना खुरच देते थे, इतना चाट देते थे कि कभी कभार तो लगता था कि the eyes were such eager as if they could have devoured the big bowl. लगता था जैसे उस बाउल को ही वो बच्चे खा जाएं. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि कभी उनको भरपेट खाना नहीं मिलता. At the same time, they shoved their fingers most carefully to catch up any stray splashes of gruel that might have stuck there. Oh God! They used to shuck their fingers. After eating, they used to shuck their fingers. In case there was a bit of food particles on the fingers, they could get it. This was the condition. Boys have generally excellent appetite. Oliver Twist and his companions suffered the tortures of slow starvation for 3 months. At last, they got so voracious and wild with hunger that one boy who was tall for his age and hadn't been used to that sort of thing, for his father had kept a small bookshop, hinted darkly to his companions that unless he had another basin of gruel per day, he was afraid he might some night happen to eat the boy who slept next to him. अगर उसको एक और बाउल हर रोज खाना नहीं मिला तो किसी दिन ऐसा ना हो कि वो अपने पास सोने वाले उस लड़के को ही खा जाए जो उसके पास है. कब तक भूखा रहेगा, क्या करेगा? दिस वाज द So this was the condition. He was afraid he might some night happen to eat the boy who slept next to him, who happened to be a weakly youth of tender reins. He had a wild, hungry eye, and they believed it. A council was held. So this was a serious matter. This was more than a serious matter. So this was the reason a council was held. What was the decision taken? Let's find out. Lots were cast who should walk up to the master after supper, and that evening and ask for more, and it fell to Oliver Twist. So a decision was made, and the decision was made by voting. Okay, let's have vote. Who will go to the master and say, the food is not sufficient for us, we want more. Somebody has to bell the cat. And who will bell the cat? This was the question. So the answer was decided by voting, and it fell on to Oliver Twist. Oliver had to go to the master and tell, "Sir, we want more. The khana is not sufficient. Please give us more." This was to be told, and it was decided that this would be told by Oliver. So, इसके बाद क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ, जानेंगे अगले वीडियो में. तब तक देखते रहिए, and I'll send you some questions. Please keep answering my questions. Thank you.